And I think so. PLC based robotics are very interesting. There's actually some efforts from Siemens and from some other companies as well to try to build standardized libraries for PLC programming of robots. And this would be like I have a Somatic PLC, like a S7 1500 or something, and I just basically plug it into a KUKA robot and I say, okay, KUKA robot, you're just going to listen to everything I say now. And so instead of the KUKA having its own, programs on board, it's going to have a bunch of commands that we can call up from the PLC, and the PLC just specifies the path in real time and sends those coordinates to the robot, and the robot just moves. It's sort of like a dumb servo, right? Or rather, a really smart dumb servo. Uh, but
Yeah.
that has in it with it. So the advantage, of course, is that you could do any number of robots from any different number of brands the same way, right? So I could have five different robots from five different manufacturers, and I could have one PLC guy that knows how to write ladder, who could program all these robot systems for me. The disadvantage is that because you're trying to span across platforms, and because you're trying to do this on a PLC, typically in ladder instead of in a text-based programming environment, you're typically limited on what you actually can do with a system like this. So KUKA and FANUC and ABB, they have a lot of differentiating selling points that they like to use as saying, this is why our ARM is the best. They're probably not going to be overly thrilled about releasing that on an open platform. And so what that means is that some of these advanced features might not be available to you. This might be something that's really good for like a machine builder who has like two or three arms in conjunction with a bunch of other moving pieces, and they just need to move to a couple positions, but realistically they aren't doing any sort of complex curve following or spline work, or maybe not doing any visual inspection. These sort of like force feedback advanced topics in robotics that are just starting to come into the field, they probably aren't going to be supported on PLC directly for a while now. And that's where tools like ProcessSim or any other offline programming suite would let you do some of this stuff that is specific to each robot, but still have a common background to program in, right? So that's where I work, but I definitely see the usefulness of the solution like that. I just don't know if it's at the point today where I would say every robot I purchase, I want to program with a PLC. I think that there's still a lot of capability that's not there yet.